And welcome back. Unfortunately, as Rapid just said, he does actually need to go. He is absolutely exhausted and he definitely needs to go and get some sleep. So all press like X in chat to wish wish Rapid like a cozy sleep, because everyone needs it, especially after that last series. Like, Nice and Sai, I love both of your rosters, but having 3 ZVZs that were that strange in a row, like, it's really difficult. Like, when you're tired already, like, I can understand. Like, it just, luckily enough, we do have another couple of series coming. There's going to be me solo casting, so I'll have to make sure I'm drinking lots of water here, but hopefully we'll be able to make it through. Let's actually have a look at the rankings and just see how that changed after that series. We're going to be, obviously, we've got a lot more series to go in the STPL, and Sai and Nice are certainly going to have a lot better series moving forward as well. That was just... I am English, yes I am. I like to say European more so, because I do not like England right now, but that's just how it is. I'm not going to go into politics or anything. Having a look at the team rankings in STPL Season 2 so far, Storm, with that win, catapult themselves up into 3rd, tied with NetWars, because they both did go to the Ace match and won, and Nice have only dropped to single place, so they're going to be down there with IRK, who did also lose their series 2-3. I did not realize you spoke Spanish, Dirkovic. I guess that's a new thing I didn't know. But yeah, so we're going to be heading into the second series of today. We're actually going to be seeing the champions of Season 1. It is SouL Gaming. They took the grand finals over White Clan at the end of a 15-month tournament to win their total STPL victory, of course. Now, the total win stat seems to be a bit strange right now. I think it's actually counting as like a show match or something, maybe. So I need to figure that one out. But the BuLL team logo is pretty sick. Yeah, it is amazing. They sent it to me in round 1. Not in round 1, they joined in round 2 of Season 1. And it's absolutely bueno. Now, BuLL team started off and they had a lot of trouble in round 2 of Season 1. Like, they didn't really win any games. And then in round 3 and 4, they did a lot better. Like, round 3, they were actually in contention to make it into the playoffs. And if they could have done that, they may have beaten one of the top 4 teams, IRK, or they wouldn't have beaten NetWars, because NetWars made it into the final 3 times, but they could have made it. So BuLL are definitely an up-and-coming team in Season 2 that we should keep an eye on. And SouL, of course, being the champions of Season 1, are an incredibly, incredibly strong team. As Fujikura said in chat before, he is Days and Eri. They actually won BWCL as well, and that was without the use of any of their Korean players. So they just have a really strong roster overall, and it's one to look out for. We're going to start with a PVT between Noob and FlyMio, where they're going to have a TVP between Scan and Cruzago. Then we're going to have a PvP between Bonith, that's obviously the Polish Bonith, against Inca. Then we're going to have another ZVZ between Spire and Dio. Now, one of the reasons why I put all these series together on one day was because there'd be so many ZVZs that hopefully the series would be a little bit quicker. Because obviously we've got 3 series to go through today. I'm from the southeast of England, close to London. I'm from a little place called Essex, which has a lot of negative stereotypes in the UK, but it's not that bad. Now, in our first game, we're going to have a look here. We're actually going to be looking at the rank 1 STPL player. It is going to be Noob. Noob finished his STPL 1 season by taking out Best. That is the best. Best from not only White Clan, but also SK Telecom T1, an S-rank player now, and an overall amazing, amazing player. You can even see in his last 10 games, he's got 9 wins, 1 loss. And he's got a win ratio overall in the STPL of 88%. Like, how can you get any better than that? There is a reason why this man is rank 1, and we could very possibly see that once again in this game. His opponent, Noob is actually, if I remember correctly, Eri, is Noob not Ajuk 12, the ex-pro player as well? Or was that... No, YSC. YSC was a Druk 12, wasn't it? I can't remember. But yeah, we're going to be up again, or he's going to be up against FlyMio. Now, BuLL have actually sent me full pictures for all of their team as well. Kind of a cool background. They did put a little bit of editing in on that as well. And looking at FlyMio, like, he's one of the stronger teams of BuLL. He's a really good foreign Terran player. You don't really see him too much outside of the STPL. I think he plays in, I think BuLL play in BWCL now, but obviously those games don't get casted as often. And his opponent, oh sorry, the map they're going to be on is going to be New Arkanoid. So we've seen a good number of games on this already. Protoss versus Terran is actually 1-1 at the moment, and that's fairly normal. Well, not fairly normal, it's fairly balanced. So, I'm not going to waste too much time. Let's get into the games. It's going to be Noob versus FlyMio. Okay, starting off in the top left-hand position, we do have the blue Protoss fighting for SouL. It's Noob. And his opponent spawning in the bottom right-hand corner is the white Terran fighting for BuLL. It's FlyMio. Now, of course, this is going to be possibly a longer game, but we did see in the ZVZ earlier that if you build attacking units and you just push through the middle, you can win. Now, whether or not we're going to see Noob or FlyMio do that, I'm not too sure. It seems there's like a couple of variations you can have with builds on Neo Arkanoid. You can either play super greedy, or you can go for very drop air heavy play. Now, with a Protoss player, obviously Arbiters and Carriers are both going to be very good on this map. Carriers especially, it's very difficult for Goliaths to actually be able to contest them. Obviously we've got to get to that stage in the game, which against a player like Noob is going to be quite difficult. But FlyMio is certainly the kind of Terran player that will be able to do it. We've seen some very strong games from him in Season 1. And good evening to Aggie. Aggie is actually the clan leader for Team IRK and an overall great guy. So if you're not following his stream already, do hit him up, hit that follow button. Sometimes he even streams in a very interesting setting. He actually hosted a LAN for the IRK members last year, I think it was, right? And he's also helping organize the Sweden LAN for next year. So hopefully I'll be able to get to go to that as well. That should be a lot of fun. And now the main map feature here is these Chrysalis. The art, well, as a matter of fact, let's actually just show off the map because this is a bit of a weird map. We're still on week 1. You can actually see there's a lot of buildings that are actually blocking your way through the map. The sides have a few more. These temples are actually pretty quick to break through. These power generators die very, very quickly, especially to Lings as we saw in the first series. And we also have the Chrysalis. So the Chrysalis do die relatively quickly, but it does mean you can't necessarily expand right away. Now, that isn't necessarily a bad thing, because obviously when you're on essentially an island at the beginning of the game, like if you could just immediately take 3 Nexuses without a single attacking unit, it would kind of be slightly dull. Now, FlyMio is actually doing something interesting here. He's going to land his barracks in the middle and start breaking his way through these power generators. Now, unfortunately, even though it does look like there's a gap here, you cannot get through. But these power generators do not have any additional armor, so you do... Oh, actually, I think they have 1 armor based on the damage it's taking, but having 1 base armor is not as crazy as some of the other temples, so... FlyMio is actually going to go for 1 base here, 2 factories, 1 starport, going to be looking to probably leapfrog over the middle, but Noob's already breaking his way through, so Noob himself is possibly going to be a little bit aggressive despite the fact he is expanding. And yeah, Bonith used to play for Net Wars in Season 1, but he has been picked up by SouL for not only BWCL but also STPL. We'll see Bonith a little bit later on in the series. I think Bonith is playing in game number 3, so that should be cool. Now we do have that control tower coming along. That control tower is 100% for a dropship. Dropship play is very, very strong on this map. Now, obviously, if you have your opponent actually just breaking their way through to you, then all of a sudden, it's not going to be as easy to get away with dropships. But Noob is not going to be able to scout FlyMeo. Look at the vision. So Noob has absolutely no idea what's going on, no idea what position that FlyMeo is in. FlyMeo at least can check this other main with this floating barracks, so he's going to see that he doesn't have to push towards the top right. But every once in a while, I do wonder, especially when you're watching a map like this, and I said this a bit during Plasma in Season 1, like, are you really breaking your way through to your enemy, or are you letting them through to you? So you can already see Noob is actually building a pylon out in the middle to scout for what's going on. 2 gateways are done. Robotic support bay is on the way. And here comes that first dropship. How exactly is FlyMeo going to use this? Now, one of the interesting things about the way this map operates is I didn't show this off before, but you can see there's this kind of area here. Like, if you can drop in there, these are all vision blockers, so you don't get free reign over everything that's going on. But you can actually lay fire down on this nexus, so really, really strong place to drop tanks in the beginning. Now, there is a starport. There's no second dropship being made yet, though. That's kind of interesting. I think maybe that could be a little bit of a mistake, but here we go. The drop is coming in. A lot of noob units are actually out on the middle of the map, so this could do a lot of damage. Mines are coming in. The tank and vultures have actually chased away the probes. Lay some more mines, so he needs to get these units out. If he loses them, that's going to be a massive boon. But you can already see he's going to fall back behind these mines. Siege mode is done. Not going to drop in this weird area here. They're going to be using the fact there's mines here to try and do this. Now, can Noob do the micro? Oh! This could be a huge mine drag. No, the target fire. Oh my god, the mine drag getting all 3 units. Noob with a very strong move there. Losing those other true dragoons, though, to do that is not something he necessarily wanted to do. But now we do have 2 dropships. Double tank, 4 vulture. Going to be heading across the map. The zealots are going to be scouting for this now as well. And unfortunately, he still doesn't know where FlyMeo has spawned. If we actually have a look. Yeah, sorry, that's the wrong vision. He actually doesn't know, so he is going to see this dropship. There is a shotgun. Of course, it's very important that FlyMeo has seen this. But you can see there is mines here. There's turrets. And a Wraith should be on the way after this. But double drop. One going into the main. One going into this natural here. Looks like the tanks are going to be able to take down these dragoons for now. But does need to be careful with this micro. Here comes the shuttle into the main. Let's see how much damage it can do. Obviously, dropping mines into the mineral line could be absolutely huge. Oh my god, the Reaver shot is only... Wow, that only kills 1 SCV. Okay, that kills like 4. But the SCVs are going to be... Oh, that's really unfortunate. But the Reaver's actually going to be stuck here. The tank's going to kill it. How many kills did this get? I can't tell. But there's only 10 workers now for FlyMeo. There's a lot of probes going down in the main of Noob. The tanks did clear up the units over there. Oh, the mine's getting a couple of dragoons here. This is massive. FlyMeo is able to do so much damage with so few units. He's evened up the supply and he survived against the drop. So finally things are starting to stabilize. Another dropship is out. Where are the other 2 dropships though? Did he lose the dropships? That's like really massive if he did. Oh no, there's one. The other dropship must have gone back before, but the vulture gets in, gets another couple of kills. It looks like it should be able to do. Nice micro by FlyMeo. Does need to target one of those units, so he's gonna lose the vulture. Oh, he's unable to get the target firing down on those probes, but still, when you're down in workers, this is exactly what you need to do. Now, the dropship's coming back to ferry more units across, of course. We're going to have 2 tanks coming over, 2 vultures in each of these, third dropship is on the way, so yeah, he definitely must have lost one. I guess those Dragoons managed to catch up from before. But this is a crazy game so far. Obviously, Noob does have double Nexus. But yeah, like, I mean, Noob is going to try and clear out these units, but he's not going to know there's another drop coming. But Flymeo needs to drop in this area here. Let's see if he does it. He's going to try and go. He's going to see the Dragoons. Oh, the Dragoons actually see the dropship. That's pretty big. But let's see, because there's no air vision. There's no observer. So he's not going to be able to sit. Wow, he actually broke through. So there's going to be constant vulture reinforcements as well. This is really huge. Like, this is an amazing, amazing push by Flymeo. Is Flymeo going to upset the #1 ranked STPL player? Let's find out. He's also #1 on worldwide ladder, so huge win if this is possible for Flymeo. The mines are doing so much. He's even nearly killed the observatory. If he can kill this, there's going to be nothing to contest these mines. Okay, the vultures are still in a relatively good position. He's trying to take down this this pylon. More and more units are flooding across. Another dropship is done. Just drop the tanks in here and there's nothing that Noob can do. But here we go, more and more mines going down. The Reaver gonna get a great shot off on these vultures. Oh, a mine drag. He needs to be careful with these mines. Okay, he saves his tanks. There's 2 tanks left, 1 going down, but the Dragoon count is not very high. Only 4 Dragoons left, 1 tank remains. The mine's going off on more and more Dragoons. Has Flymeo done it? Has he broken his way through? Okay, the gateway's not going to be unpowered, but just think of the amount of units that are going to be coming down here. There's another Reaver. This Reaver is going to be a linchpin in this hold. I mean, I think there's been too many tanks has been killed. That's going to be a big problem. Okay, can he keep these tanks alive? He should just ferry the tank in the dropship, to be fair. Like, he's going to fall back. 2 dropships at the front. The mines are going to scout that there's a Reaver shuttle heading out onto the map, so that's going to be a massive thing. Flymeo is finally starting to increase his SCV count, but you can already see that Noob is fully saturated on both bases, so I do wonder if that did enough damage. He killed all of the units, but he didn't get any economic damage done. Now, we're going to see the dropships loaded up again. Now, Noob does see this, so Noob is going to know that when he pushes out, there's not going to be anything at home. And you can already see the shuttle is just kind of, it's waiting, it's watching, but Noob sees it, sorry, Flymeo sees it as well. Now the dropships are out on the way. There's already some units over here to defend against this. He needs to drop in this location. If he does this, he can shoot the Nexus. Like, if he can just, okay, there's a Wraith out here as well. Doesn't want to lose that Wraith. Wraith obviously going to be very, very important in taking down these shuttles. The double shuttle now. That makes these drops a little less effective. But just drop in this pizza wedge. Like, you drop in this pizza wedge, and suddenly there's no units that can deal with it. Another mine actually went off on something. I don't know what that killed, but here we go. The tanks are sieging up at the back. Another tank is being rallied in. The double shuttle is coming in. The Wraith hasn't seen it. Okay, the extra temple has gone down. Flymeo is still pushing forward. And here we go, looking at this, he's slowly pushing in. There is an observer, so he can deal with the mines. He needs to be very careful that he doesn't die to a mine drag. Unfortunately, well, it's fortunately now, Flymeo is actually looking to expand. Now, there's no scan as of yet. There is an academy, but he is going to be adding on a barracks to add on some additional factories. Here we go, Noob is going to try and break his way through. The units have been dropped out on top of all of the tanks. This is going to be massive. The Reaver Scarabs are huge, but the tanks at the front are holding strong. Can he hold on here? There's 4 tanks still. The Dragoons, there's not that many of them. Although the Reavers at the back have finally gone down. The tanks have taken a lot of damage. And here come the Dragoons. They're going to be pushing forward. He does need to keep these tanks alive. If he loses the tanks, this is 100% going to be game over. But the Dragoons, the micro of Noob is just so powerful. And no, okay, he's not going to lose to the mines. Yeah, I think Noob has held on now. Fly Mio's supply is half. There we go. GG. Fly Mio with a great push, but unfortunately not doing enough counter damage after the Reaver is going to fall in the series. So that's going to give SouL a 1-0 lead. So of course that is quite... Well, that was a really interesting game. Like, I just think that Fly Mio, like, if he watches back that replay, I think he could have taken down Noob there. Like, I know TT1, you said he lost all his SCVs to a Reaver. He only lost, like, 5, I think, overall. So, maybe I missed something, but that was a really amazing game. So, really, really well done by Fly Mio. Of course, a great win once again by Noob. What else can we expect from the #1 ranked player in the STPL? Well, we're going to be heading into game number 2. It's going to be Scan versus Cruzago when we get back after this break. I need to rest my voice.
I'm about to overload my aggression inhibitors.
次々と広がるパーソナルコンピューターディスクシステムの世界。ブリザードエンターテインメントから新しい冒険を試すことができる RTS ゲームの発売が決定されました。最初は人類から取り寄せしたテラン。バイオニックやメカニックやいろんなユニットでプロトスとザーゴをぶっ潰されます。でも気をつけて同士打ちも可能です。抜群技術力があるプロトス。もし友達がいない場合、プロトスがおすすめます。あなた方の透明人間が卑怯ですが、ぜひ使ってください。そして怪物のザーグ。君の実力はナンバーズ。敵を圧倒してください。ユタリスクコントロールもガンガン使って勝ってください。応援してくださいね。
Nuclear missile ready. Nuclear launch detected.
Hey, how'd I get here? Ah, what the hell? I need that college money.
And here we are with the final of our STPL Season 2 map deep dives. This time it will be Multiverse, the map from the most recent season of ASL, that's Season 8. An amazing map with very different games possible depending on the places where you spawn. If you spawn in close positions by ground, the fact you can block the map in half is not as nearly important, and the rush distance is quite close. But if you spawn close by air, drops are going to be very, very powerful. And if you spawn in cross positions, splitting that map down the middle and turning the map into an island map may not be a bad choice. Now there is island bases in the top right and top left defended by those installation gates. Okay guys, we are back for some more STPL action. It is just me solo casting. Unfortunately, Rapid was fairly exhausted, so he has gone to get some well-deserved rest. We're going to be heading into our second game of our second series out of 3. It's going to be Scan versus Cruzago. Now to have a look at the player info, we're starting with Scan here. He's SCPL rank number 2. He lost in a TBT in the finals against White Clan, but the only game he lost before that was actually 7 games before, and he lost to Angler from VT in an amazing TBP on Neo Chain Reaction. So Scan, obviously a massive boss. He has bled. He's been beaten by foreigners in this tournament before, and certainly a Protoss player is one of Scan's arch nemesises here with Cruzago. Now Cruza was actually part of, I think, DM initially at the very beginning of STPL Season 1. So you can see the last games he played were in March and April 2018. And he actually played against SK Bravo, and they didn't make it through the fight to see the end of round 1 of Season 1. So shows how long ago he actually appeared. So we're going to have a look at the map stats, of course. We're going to be heading into Carthage 3. This is actually the second PvT we're going to have here. Dragon took down Kiri yesterday. Now, that was actually a really sick game, but unfortunately Dragon made a ton of mistakes, and it genuinely looked like Kiri could come back, but in the end, Dragon kind of regained his composure, a lot like Jaeyun did in the game before, and just kind of crushed at the very end of the game. So we'll have to see how this is going to go. Just statistically, I would always give the edge to Scan here because I don't know that much about Cruzago. But we'll have to see what's going on as we get into game number 2. Scan versus Cruiser here on Carthage. Okay, now starting us off here in the top left-hand position, we do have the Brown Terran fighting for SouL. It's Scan. And his opponent spawning down here in the bottom right-hand position. We do have the Red Protoss fighting for BuLL. It's Cruiser. Okay, so both of them kind of finding out where they both live. Obviously, latency can come into it, but that's entirely one of the reasons why we cast from replays. And not only that, but also if you think about it, we have casted 5 best of 5s this week already, and there's still 2 more to go, including this one. So just imagine trying to cast all of that live. It would be physically impossible, given the time zones and also everything like that. So, unfortunately, we can't do live casting, but we also help because there's not 2 casters, or 1 in this case, worth of lag being added. So, it's better for the players. Yeah, Korea versus South America actually has relatively good connection. Scan's actually mentioned this before when he was playing against the South Americans, so... Not in ranked. To be fair, like, ranked seems to be strange. Like, ranked, I get people in Europe where I get, like, turn rate 12, and then I get a Korean where I'm, like, turn rate 20, and I'm like, huh, how is this possible? But yeah, as Scan said, it's like different ISPs have better connections to different countries, so... The internet sure is a wonderful place. Obviously, oh wow. Yeah, SKT is best KT. I don't know why he mentioned KT there. KT should have been in the other 7 bad category because, yeah, KT, oof. Blind Rouse watching at like 2 AM in India. Oof. I don't know what to say, but yeah, SK Telecom, man. Good ISP from what I understand, and also an amazing esports team. So yeah. Now Scan is going for Gas Factory. Well, yeah, he's going for a gas after a barracks into a factory. He's pulled off of gas, so it's going to be a factory expand. Now there is a weird, well, it's not weird, I guess. It's kind of like an old school build that's seen a resurgence where it's a different form, because before you wouldn't hide it, like the opponent would just know you're going for it. But it's going to be possibly a 1 base drop. Now, it doesn't look like Scan is going to do that. I think Scan's just going to play straight up. But what you can do is you now put 2 SUVs back on gas, you build a bunker up here, and you just block vision over this natural. But it doesn't look like we're going to see that this game. And yeah, they do need to change the Twitch design back. I don't know what they've done, but dark mode looks like 100 times worse. It's way too dark now. It was a nice, like, purpley color before, and now it's just jet black and white. That's, like, just as burning on your eyes as the white theme is. Like, they shouldn't be that way. Okay, so we did see one SCV being taken down. The Zealot gonna go home a hero. Managing to kill a scan SCV is not exactly the easiest thing to do. So Cruiser off to a good start here. Gonna be able to take down at least one of these Marines possibly. But does need to be careful. Doesn't want to lose this Dragoon. If you lose this Dragoon, suddenly Scan pushes across the map and kills you somehow. So do need to be very, very careful with this. Nexus is coming up. Scan, now it's 4 minutes, is gonna go back and check for that. Still only a single gateway. Pylons hidden around the base, so he is actually, well, they're not really hidden, they're more scouting pylons, so he's making sure that Scan doesn't go for a drop. Now, back in the main, we are going to have a mine expand. There is a bunker coming up here. He's probably worried a little bit about like a 2-gate. I think he would have seen that there's no second gate now, but he is going to build his command center on location. It's a little bit later than you'd normally see with some kind of factory expand, but I think he was a little bit like apprehensive about all the units at the front. Okay, now we do have the second gateway coming on. There is going to be a robo hidden up in the top of the base. Now, this isn't going to be somewhere that Scan is going to scan. Obviously, pun intended here. But is it going to work? Like, Scan is good enough that he knows when he scouts, if you don't have certain things at certain times, he's going to have a feeling you're going to be going for something. Now, we do have another gateway being hidden at the back of the base. Now, this kind of creates a wall here, but does this also not block units coming out of this gateway and going the fastest way out the main? We'll have to watch this gateway because I don't think the Dragoons can fit through this gap, at the very least. Now, there is a Vulture going to chase down this probe, but the probe will see that there's Vultures out, and I believe he just saw that there's mines as he saw them being laid, so he's going to know he's going to have to be a little bit more careful just willy-nilly running across the map. There is a shuttle coming in. 4 gateways, as someone said in chat, just to check your name. Ruby CRVT. It could be a Bulldog. There is an observatory. Bulldog could be very strong, but with all these mines out on the map, it makes it very difficult. Oh, is he going to be able to block these? Oh, the speed is done on the Vultures. The Vultures getting into the main. There's absolutely nothing to defend these probes. Oh, this could be devastating. Scan's already killed 2 probes, 3 probes. Can he get a 4th? Wow, nice pull on those probes there, but look at this, 5 probes. He's gonna get a 6th. All the units have come back, but due to the 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, 12 probes have gone down in the making of this game, and that is a huge number of probes to lose. When you're on 4 gateways, the Scan is now scouted. Like, he didn't see the shuttle, but he knows there's an observatory, and he didn't see a robo, so he's going to have to assume. Like, you can already see a missile turrets coming up at the front. He's preparing for anything. He's also going to get his... I thought there was going to be an academy back at home, but he's going into a third factory even. Of course, he does have his engineering base, so he's relatively well defended. And there's mines all across the map that are going to be able to scout for this. So let's see if this Bulldog can actually work. Like, with losing that many probes, like, I don't even think he can afford to build 4 Dragoons at once off of these gateways. Well, we'll have to see. Obviously, Cruiser is going to give it a go. Obviously, when you've lost that many probes or that many workers, you always feel a little bit disheartened. But let's see if he can make something happen. Like, Scan, he only has 4 tanks. And yeah, that's a lot of tanks, I guess, if you think about it. But a Bulldog can still do fatal damage. Now, needs to be careful to not lose Dragoons to mines. Okay, get it? Wow, that mine. That had the luckiest high ground chance ever. Like, my mines die immediately to every Dragoon shot. Like, I don't get it. But yeah, here we go. Looks like we are going to have the Dragoons pushing forward, clearing some of these mines. There's actually a SCV. I thought it was a Vulture, even though I just looked at it. Heading around the outside of the map. The Observer going to fly in. Going to see that there is a turret. Let's see what this shuttle can do. Now he's... Oh my god, there's too many units here. This is... Unfortunately, this is just too much. Like, the Dragoon's getting caught up in the boat. Wow, he actually killed one of the tanks. But all the Zealots go down. This is nothing but Dragoons against 4 tanks and 4 Goliaths. Like, oh, he's going to pull back here. Looks like the shot actually went down. Yeah, GG. Cruiser taps out. And Scan takes game number 2. Yeah, I mean, realistically, guys, that game came down to losing those 12 probes to just vultures. Like, Scan saw absolutely everything in the main. It just goes to show how important positioning actually is. Like, imagine if Scan hadn't got in the base. Like, there was no mines left on those vultures, so that was nothing but speed. And he just didn't have his units in a defensive position, and it unfortunately didn't work. But that's going to take us into our 3rd game. It's going to be Bonith versus Inca, and that's going to be coming up after this shorter break. See you guys very soon. Neo Arkanoid also makes its appearance in STPL Season 2, a map from 2006. It's from the OGN Star League from back then, one of the early OSLs. And it's a semi-island map. I think one of the first of its kind that got major use after about the year 2004. It's one of a kind. I don't think I've ever seen another map like it. There's temples and power generators absolutely everywhere, making it very difficult to get through the middle of the map. The air units, of course, going to be very important here. The one problem all 3 races are going to have is the very easy to take 2nd and 3rd bases. They both have gas, but they are blocked. Okay guys, we are back. I have the next replay ready. Yeah, all these games are casted by replays. I explained it a little bit before, but just to explain it again. Essentially, already this week we've casted 5... No, this is the 5th best of 7. And... best of 5 even, sorry. We've done 7. We've got 7 overall per week. And due to the fact it is a global team league and getting all the teams in the same place at the same time is incredibly difficult, it would be impossible to cast everything at once, and also there'd be a lot of risk of lagging, and as Yufeng said, it would not be fun. Now, the games are all actually played at the same time. There's actually 2 different sets of times. So against the Korean teams, people play at 1600 CEST because that means it's midnight in Korea, if I remember correctly. And against everyone else, it's 1800 CEST. So that makes it a little bit easier for the American teams. And BWCL is played an hour after at 1700 CEST. So that's why we can't do the best of both worlds in the middle. But that's fine. We're going to be heading into game 3 of our 2nd series here now. Our first game ended in an ace match. It was probably one of the fastest series we've ever had. And this season, or this series even, is shaping up to be a little bit longer. The games have been a little bit closer. Sorry, at least game number 1. I seem to have a lot of fun today, so we're going to have to make sure we drink lots of water. We're going to be going into game number 3, starting off here with Bonith. Bonith, of course, one of the best players outside of Korea, rank 19 in the STPL. He's not done as well as he has done in other tournaments. His win ratio is only 57%. Now, let's not get it twisted, as Rapid would say. He did play twice against Mind in the semi-finals of Season 1, and he actually played in those semi-finals 4 times against White Clan. He won once, lost once, and then played against Mind. Had 2 incredibly sick series, but unfortunately couldn't get the wins in the end. So he has had some incredibly tough opponents, and he's actually beaten incredibly tough opponents as well. He beat Hoenn Haji, he beat Force. Force is a very good Zerg player. And he beat Kamizerg, who's actually one of IRK's best Zerg players. And against Zerg, unfortunately he went against Xeon Zerg twice and lost both games to Lings, but that's because it's Xeon Zerg, man. Yeah, Bonneth is the White Clan Slayer. He's actually 3 for 3 against White Clan, which I don't think anyone else has actually played against that many single games against White Clan. So really cool to see Bonneth out here, and his opponent going to be for BuLL. It's Inca. I don't know anything about Inca, so if someone in the chat knows anything, please let me know how he's like. Obviously, Inca is from Bolivia, as is all of BuLL. They are a Bolivian national team, I believe, kind of like SAI is for Bulgaria. And we're going to be heading into map number 3. It's going to be one of my favorites from this STPL. It's Desperado. We've had a mix of long games and a mix of short games, and I thought it was a PvP, but it's actually a PvT, so I'll fix that when we get in the game, because it's important. Everything is right for the database afterwards. So let's head in to game number 3. It's going to be Bonneth versus Inca in this PvT. Now the overlay is going to look a bit funny for a second while I quickly reload everything. That's just something I have the power to do, so just going to make sure to do that. And starting us off in the top right hand position, we do have the blue Protoss fighting for SouL. It's Bonneth. And his opponent spawning down here in the bottom left hand position is our Bolivian Terran player in the red fighting for BuLL. It's Inca. Yeah, this map is very weird. Unfortunately, because I'm quickly sorting out the overlay, this is where I'd normally have Rapid to kind of fill for me a little bit, just go through a little bit of history. Obviously, Bonneth, one of the best players in Poland, one of the best players outside of Korea, period. It's really amazing to see him here repping his new team in SouL. He did play for Net Wars last season, so it's kind of nice. It's always nice seeing new players as well, like Inca. He was in the BuLL roster in Season 1, but didn't really play. So I'm kind of looking forward to seeing exactly what he's going to do. Now, we don't see anything too crazy from either player right now. We're just going to have a wall in coming in from Inca. We're going to have a gate into a core for Bonneth. And of course, the important thing to remember is Bonneth, being one of the best players outside of Korea, makes it a very difficult opponent to go up to. Not only just to play in general, but also just to have to kind of deal with the thought of like, oh my goodness, I'm going to be going up against Bonneth. Like, how do I do that? Like, how do I prepare against one of the best players outside of Korea? Well, let's see exactly what he's got prepared, because unlike everyone else, Inca... Oh, okay. So, I thought Inca was going to do some crazy, like, 2 gas build on 1 base, but I think he built the 2nd gas by accident. I believe you have to wait for the whole stream to be over, but to be honest, it's worthwhile. We've got a really sick series coming up next. It's going to be my favorite series of today, at least. It's going to be Rev versus Valhalla team. We're going to have some real fan favorites in that series, so you won't want to miss that one. Obviously, to be honest, SAI versus BuLL, SAI versus Nice, it wasn't the best series we've had. It was a lot of ZVZ. If you like ZVZ, it was a good series, but they were very quick, not meaning to spoil the games. Certainly not the best series we've had, but obviously there's a lot of time left in the STPL for both of those teams to show off some amazing games. And honestly, the games inside were really good. Like, we had some really interesting strategies, but unfortunately they just didn't work. That's the problem. Like, Rapid said this a little bit earlier, but you can have these situations where you have a player going for a really interesting... Oh my goodness. This isn't Zealot tight. Oh no, there's a Zealot in the main. There was only 1 Marine. Oh dear, I don't even know if I have enough time to fix the overlay. I'm trying to rush through to get this done, but... I mean, having a Zealot in your base this early, you're going for 2 factory. That's a really big problem, so... I wonder... Like, this is a Bonneth Zealot as well. Bonneth Zealots just do not die. Like, I'm sure many of you who've watched Bonneth's games before will attest to this, but Like, Bonneth's games are just ridiculous. Like, he is one of the best players outside of Korea for a reason. And you can already see the Zealot unfortunately has killed 2 of the Marines already. It's going to kill another SCV. I'm just going to keep an eye on this Zealot quickly because I've almost fixed the overlay, which is good. But this looks like it's going to be a very quick game. Now, yeah, so I picked the wrong... it's fine. We'll sort it out after the game. This is actually Bonneth versus Inca, but... I mean, Bonneth looks like he's actually just going to push his way to win here. This Zealot's on 4 kills. Like, it's only just now died. The Dragoons are going to get into the Bane. There's only a single tank. This is possibly one of the quickest TVPs I've ever seen. A little bit unfortunate there, but that's going to be GG. Inca taps out. Very unfortunate game there, but you know what? Against Bonneth, that'll happen. Like, Bonneth is one of the best players outside of South Korea for a reason, and he certainly showed it there. So, yeah, that was a really, really quick game. I finally fixed the overlay as the game ended, so that's unfortunate, but we're going to get straight into game number 4, just because obviously that game was quite anticlimactic, but that was the 6-minute curse. We didn't even make it that far, Eri, but... yeah, that was certainly something. So we're going to load up the next replay. It is going to be a ZVZ. So if you're a fan of ZVZ, you're in the right place. It's going to be Spire versus Dio. So let's actually bring up the 2 players. We've got that already. So while this replay loads up, we can get through here. Spire is an absolute boss. He's ranked 7 in the STPL. He's won 9 of 10 of his last games. He only lost to Best in the finals against White Clan, which is obviously no mean feat. And just overall, Spire is an incredible player. Against Zerg, he's 6 for 1. So he has got 6 wins, 1 loss against his mirror matchup. That's crazy. Like, you don't often see win ratios that high in single matchups, but Spire's done it. And his opponent is going to be the captain of BuLL. He actually stepped in for one of his players that couldn't make it. Unfortunately, Reina couldn't make it, so we were denied a ZVT. But Dio stepped in. He hasn't actually won any of his games so far in the STPL. A little bit unfortunate, but he has played against some of the best players for their respective teams. So no real bad blood there. Hopefully he can get his first win on the table, because... it'll be really sick because he's up against Spire as well, and it's going to be a tough game. Let's not get it twisted. It's going to be difficult, but Dio stepped up for his team again, and it's going to be on Neo Outlier. Now, we've actually had some pretty big upsets, like Careless versus Chaylin. I thought Chaylin was going to win that game, but Careless came out with this crazy sunken rush, and it worked. So anything can happen in the world of ZVZ as we get into game number 4. It is Dio versus Spire. Okay, now starting us off in the top middle position, we do have the purple Zerg fighting for SouL. It's Spire. And his opponent spawning down here in the bottom right hand position. We do have the red Zerg fighting for BuLL. It's their captain. It's Dio. Now, a lot of Spire ZVZs have actually ended pretty quickly, so we'll have to see if we're going to get into one of those kind of mid-game scenarios. A big divergence here is Dio is actually going to scout in the wrong direction, unfortunately, with his Overlord, so Spire is going to get all the info he needs. That's obviously a big advantage in ZVZ. There's going to be a spawning pool coming up on 9 for Spire. He's going to go 9 pool, 9 gas. Meanwhile, Dio is actually going for an Overlord. I'm not sure if there's going to be a pool coming up straight after this, or is he going to try and go for a 12 hatch? Now, 12 hatch against Spire, that's a really risky play, but can he make it work? Okay, so there is going to be a later pool. It's just going to be a 12 pool. Honestly, 12 pool, 12 gas against 9 pool, 9 gas. You've got a little bit of a better economy. You can already see he's got 2 extra drones. And as long as he can actually keep Spire from coming straight at him, he should be relatively fine. Like the way to get into the map here, or the base even, it's going to be a ramp, so you can kind of block that relatively easily. Now, I actually thought that when we were watching Chaylin versus Careless, and then Careless just broke through, so we'll have to see what the Zergling micro is like on both sides, of course, but Spire, statistically, is obviously a very, very powerful player. Now, McDonagh C, hopefully I'm saying your name correctly. We haven't seen one in STPL, but historically in Pro League, there was a Zerg versus Zerg that didn't get to Hive Tech, I don't think. It may have got to Hive, but the main deciding factor in the game was Queens using Ensnare. Now, that was a really, really cool finish. I think that may have been one of Zero's games. Obviously, Zero, known as QueenTube at the moment, does stream a lot on Twitch as well, so check out his stream. He's really educational. His English isn't great, but he still does try. But here we see Spire at the ramp of Dio. Obviously, Dio has taken a little bit of extra damage on his lings that he can't really afford, but does manage to hold on for now. There is going to be even lings on both sides, and obviously Dio does have the defender's advantage, but let's see if he can make use of it. The speed should be kicking in here soon. I think it's just kicked in for both players. No, it's actually only kicked in for Spire. No, it's kicked in for both, yeah. Unless these aren't speedlings. Yeah, wow, he didn't get speed. Oh, this could be bad. I think this might just be GG. This could be another really quick series. Hopefully the final series of today is a little bit better. I was trying to save these series for the day where we had like a longer day, but honestly, like the series have gone by so quickly. Now, there is a second hatchery on the way. The spawning pool is in danger. But obviously, if Dio can hold this without taking too much damage, then maybe there is a shot for him to win. But if the spawning pool goes down, you've got nothing to defend. You can't even build a sunken. But let's see, like, Dio's pulling his lings back, trying to hold on. The drone's coming out as well. Obviously, not mining is a massive problem. Speed. Is Speed even gonna finish? Like, oh my goodness, the drones are under fire now. Both of those drones will go down. That's the drone advantage gone. But the spawning pool's still up, so maybe a miracle can happen. Another drone does go down, another 2 drones actually. But, I mean, Dio is actually holding on. Speed is finally done. So, finally, Dio is going to be able to contest these lings. Pushing out onto the map, it looks like Spire is looking to take a little bit of a fight. Good engagement so far by Dio. He's actually going to give him the ling advantage. What is there actually at home back here for Spire? Spire doesn't have a sunken, so if Dio can make something work here, he's down in... Oh no, actually, there's a lot of lings here for Spire, so it looks like Dio's going to turn around, see if he can wait for some more reinforcements. I think Dio is actually the one with the ling advantage now, so with even supplies, Dio's actually ahead now in supply. This could be massive. Let's see if Dio can actually push through here. This would be a massive upset if he can win. Now, he is going to try and push forward, see how many lings are at the bottom of the ramp. And let's see if he's able to break through. There is actually another lone ling coming down here. Spire is done, of course, for Spire. Using up his namesake, but here we go. Looks like this is a really nice concave by Spire. I think Dio maybe waited a little bit too long. Like, you can see how well... Oh, no, there's 2 lings that have actually managed to sneak past into the main. Another drone is going to go down, I think. Drone drilling, there's no Spire here for Dio, so he has to make this attack work, but he can't attack if he's looking at his main base. This is great plays by Spire to do this. A single muteless actually coming out. The spawning pool's gonna go down. There is no Spire. GG, Dio taps out, and Spire wins game number 4, sorry, wow. Whew, the ZVZs today. I thought Dio could actually come back in that game, but unfortunately, it was not meant to be. That is going to be a 4-0 victory for SouL. I mean, if you saw season... Well, yeah, saw season 1. I kept saying season last season when I meant round, but actually, yep, we are in the second season now. So, if you saw season 1, seeing SouL win a series is not exactly the craziest thing, right? I mean, SouL, they won the entire thing, so BuLL, a little bit of a mismatch there, at least in terms of skill in those games, but FlyMio came incredibly close, Dio came incredibly close, Cruiser had a little bit more of a problem, but let's actually just go back over those results quickly, just for the benefit of the people watching the VODs. But yeah, we can see Noob took down FlyMio. That was actually a really sick and close game on New Arkanoid, so if there's one game from this series I'd recommend going to watch, it's that one. Because Scan versus Cruiser, very one-sided. I mean, that's relatively normal. Cruiser put up a good fight, tried to go for a Bulldog, but unfortunately lost 12 probes to some Vultures. Bonnet took down Inca. Unfortunately, Inca didn't get a Marine-type wall. A Zealot-type wall, and a Zealot wrecked his day. And then Spire took down Dio. That was definitely a lot closer. But we're going to be heading into set number 3. When we get back after this break, it's going to be Rev versus Valhalla team. You're not going to want to miss it. There's some fan favorite players in there, and I'm hoping we have certainly saved the best till last. See you guys very soon.